Hey, Tony Gaskins here, popping on in. Now, I want to talk to y'all about this because I get a lot of questions about, hey, Tony, can you talk about the Klay Thompson and Meg the Stallion, the Stephon Diggs and Cardi B, Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift? And the reason why I call it the Travis Kelce move or whatever I said, is because he was able to do it the biggest. He was able to do it the biggest because Taylor Swift is a billionaire. But now here's the thing, what I want you to understand. And I want to be fair and try not to be pessimistic. And so y'all give me 1 second. And commercial break. Make sure you click in the link, grab your piece of the future earnings of this here channel. You'll see it. It's the top link. Give me 1 second. Work with the boys program. All right, I'm back. Now I had paused it so you ain't see the split. So yeah, man, go on, get your little piece. Now you'll see the timer and how it's clicking down. So get your little piece of that. And so this is what you got to realize. The game is changing for so long. And I know y'all think that that's, y'all might just think that's only red pill and all of that. But you have to realize for so long, it was just about the man being the earner, the man being the provider. And there was a lot of gold diggers. There was a lot of gold digging women. And it was just women known to be as gold diggers. For the men, it wasn't as big. Now, I'm not saying these guys are gold diggers because, like the names I mentioned, they millionaires. So not them per se, but this thing is going to start happening across the board with everybody. So meaning guys who not millionaires, guys who not even thousandaires. Some of them ain't going to be hundredaires. And what they're going to start doing is giving time, because it's flipping. And the jury's still out on it. It's not my style. It's not what I do. I have thought about it. I could have thought I wanted that. But being a man and being a provider, being the one who earns the most, I like the position. I like being in that role. But here's the thing. I had to block somebody because when I was joking about the Travis Kelce situation on another video, she talking about, oh, Tony, for you to even say you could be bought, it's wrong. I mean, hush. Me and my wife be joking all the time about, like, listen, if you meet a billionaire, nah, I'm gonna let you go. You go on over there to Dubai, do what you got to do, send some of that money back. Nah, but we just be joking. It's not something that you really gonna do, but you got to think about it now. It's gonna cross your mind. Somebody come to you with $1 billion, you gonna give it a little deliberation now. Of course, you might not go through with it, but y'all got to be real now. Everybody be so powerful in the comments because you ain't never had nothing put in your feed. So listen, would I be Travis Kelce if I was Travis Kelce and I got the opportunity to meet Taylor Swift and I could stand over there stage left and CD Productions and I get to leave out of my little house and go into her big house and I get to be on her private jet and I get to meet all of these people? Man, listen, if I'm Travis Kelce and I'm single, I'm finna walk down that path for a little while at least just to see. Now, you might get over there and you realize, oh, this person was single for a reason. Like, they is unbearable. And you may choose your peace and you may choose your happiness and you may choose those things over that money. But it's like, if you're not, it's the same thing. Now men are starting to do the same thing that women been doing. Because what a lot of women will say, what's the saying? I'd rather cry in my Rolls Royce than a Toyota. Like, A lot of women teach other women that marriage is a business deal. You're going to get cheated on no matter who you get with. So he might as well have money. So now what men are saying is you're gonna go through the same mood swings and emotional chaos, or the same neediness, or the same whatever men say in the stereotypes. So she might as well have money. So now men saying that. Now this the other thing. The other thing is on the celebrity side, but it's also going to be done in the regular community. That's what y'all got to realize. And I keep having to remind people of this. This not a celebrity gossip channel. Everything we talk about, you got to apply it to your life. A lot of y'all be failing that because you get so caught up looking into other people's life, but don't look in your life. So what I mean is, just put it like this right here. Let's say you know the mayor. Let's say you know the CEO of a $1 billion company, $100 million company in your city. Let's say you know the top pastor who is a millionaire because he got the biggest church in the city. Let's say your cousin or your son or your brother or your uncle is an NFL player or an NBA player. Now you are the Taylor Swift of your city. You are the Cardi B of your city. You are the Meg Thee Stallion of your city. So a lot of times people just look at that right there and don't realize that this man who got that strong 8 to 10, and you claim the love of the Lord, but you mess around and grab hand of that meat, and you mess around and fell into some fornication, and you done seen a strong 8 to 10, and then hit erroneous zones that you ain't have touched before, and he know what he doing, and he took his time, and y'all had your favorite meal and your favorite wine if you drink, and then he had you whining, and he ain't got a pot to pee in or when to throw it out of. Now, that's what you got to realize. Travis Kelce money, although he is a millionaire, compared to Taylor Swift money, Travis Kelce broke. Travis Kelce broke. Now, it's different now. Now, Stephon Diggs, he ain't got the money that Cardi B got. Stephon Diggs can't make the money that Cardi B can make. Klay Thompson, that's a different situation for right now. But in a couple years, unless Klay run a different deal, well, I'll say it could be 5 years from now. Unless Klay run another play, like with a shoe deal or whatever, or something like that, Meg Thee Stallion will have the opportunity to out-earn Klay. Cardi B already out-earned Stephon Diggs. Taylor Swift already out-earned Travis Kelce. And Travis Kelce could be done with the NFL in a couple years. So now what you see what I'm saying? So now men are starting to look at women for more than for Jay. These modern men, see, I'm old school. With me, my wife ain't got to do nothing. She ain't got to make no money. She ain't got to lift a finger. She ain't got to lift a foot. Like, I'm going to take care of everything. I'm old school. But the new age men, these modern men, you got to come to that table with more than a mouth. You got to come to that table with some provision. You hear me? You got to come to that table. You got to have something on you. What you got in that bank account? Because I never forget. I was with Anthony O'Neal on his podcast, and I was telling him, I was like, yeah, I coach a lot of different women, a lot of single women some women 6-figure, 7-figure women. And he jokingly said, man, introduce one of them 7-figure women, man. Make a connection. But he's a money guy. He understands money. He understands putting your money together. 2 is better than 1. If we both got a net worth of $1 million plus, we gonna be able to do a lot more. She got a vajay just like the woman who made 50,000 got a vajay. So why go get in this 50K vajay when you could go get in this 1 million vajay? This how they starting to think. So now, while a lot of women is resting in a 50K femininity, they starting to get overlooked by men of means. Because now, because of the red pill movement, see, the red pill movement started to make men feel like they were not enough. Made men feel like y'all are lame, y'all are punks, y'all are stupid. You're being cheated on by your wife with a man who has more money than you when it actually happened the other way around. And you are this and that. And so men start to feel used, start to feel taken advantage of, start to feel unseen, unappreciated, mistreated. And so now it's like, hey, if you're going to be with a woman, be with a woman who got some money. Be with a woman who got some money. And that's what they telling them. So that's what they telling them. And so now, because they telling them that there, these men starting to take and they starting to say, hey, we got to do something different. Like we need us a woman who got her a little bit of fettuccine. So now they want a little bit of that fettuccine, abalone. And so guess what? Big booty ain't enough. Big breast ain't enough. Sweet spirit ain't enough. Cause see, here's the thing now. Here's the thing. When a woman make money, she do get a little bit about her. She do change a little bit. Like she do start popping her collar. You know, I work with women who make high 6 figures and some who make 7 figures. And they do pop their collar a little different now. It is, people say money don't change it, but that's people who never made no money. When you make some money, you do start to move a little different. And it's not because that's who you already was. It literally changes your metaphysical mentality. Like that money rewires your brain. Like you see the world different. Food tastes different. I eat caviar now. Like tape will elevate. Like, let me tell you something that happens. The more money you make, the less you cook your food. That's what I learned. Like, the more money you make, the more you see, the more you travel, the more exquisite you get. You stop butterflying your steak well done. You start eating well done butterfly steak. I know you can't imagine it right now. But when you get to go all around the world and you snorkeling in the Maldives and you looking at Nemo, he's not the same Nemo that's in Jamaica. The Nemo in Maldives is different. No disrespect to Jamaica and Turks and Caicos and all that. The Maldives Nemo is different. And so you get over there and you get to the Maldives and it's like you in a postcard. Like you don't need no attractions. You don't need no zip line. You don't need no ATV because you walk right out there and sit there and it feel like you is in a piece of heaven. It's like, Lord, what the world? Oh my goodness. And they cook the food fresh and everything tastes fresh. Everything good. You got caviar on top of crowd leg, king crowd leg. And so I'm trying to tell y'all, when your money elevate, don't speak from a place where you broke. Don't put that into the air. Don't put that in the air. Like if you is in a place to where you're not making the money that you want to make, don't let your thoughts, unless they positive and uplifting, and you speaking life, and you speaking prosperity, and you speaking abundance, you speaking all that right there, what the Bible talk about now, you speaking that on yourself, like don't speak lack, don't speak scarcity, don't say what you will never do, because that's what I used to say. And I learned, stop saying what you won't do if you ain't never been there. I learned that the hard way. I used to say the same thing, like, man, I don't see how they do that. I don't see how they do that. How in the world can you go broke if you make $1 million? That don't make no sense. I never, if I get $1 million, guess what? When I got $1 million, I learned how they go broke. Because the more money you got, the more you spend, because the more opportunity you got, the more chances you're going to take. You're going to take more chances because you got more money. So where you normally would invest $100, now you're going to invest $1,000. But guess what? You could lose that $1,000 because it's an investment. You're going to invest $10,000. You're going to invest $100,000. But now you can lose it. So if you make $1 million, guess what? Your life has already got more expensive, because if you give 10% to the church, now you got to give $100,000 to the church. That's how. So that's $100,000 if you donate 10% to a 501c3. So what do? Still donate the same 100 that you was donating when you made 1,000? No, because now what the pastor gonna tell you? You robbing God. So now, yes, I believe you could do ministry in other ways. You ain't got to give all your money down there to that church, because he might be a power bottle. The way he might be like TD McNutt, which I couldn't even wrap my head around the situation. Y'all, give me the cliff notes. Y'all talking about, can y'all look into the TD McNutt situation? Man, that thing had my head hurting, and it made me almost start crying when I'm listening to the little boy sit there doing all these long apology. That little boy apologized more than Donald Trump apologized. We can't even get the president to apologize. And they had that little boy sitting there like a little hostage. I am sorry for doing this. I'm sorry for doing that. I'm sorry for doing that. I'm like, that's a child. Like, if y'all are better parents, he'll be a better child. The child got to sit there and do all that apologizing, and he doing all this because y'all terrorizing the boy. I burned down the house too. and TD McNutt, you better, I don't know what you got going on, but the way you had that boy apologizing, that boy gonna whoop your behind. I'm gonna tell you right. And when he whoop you, you might not live. That boy gonna whoop your behind. When he get big enough to whoop your behind is whooped. So y'all sitting at the TD McNutt. I don't know if he in jail or what's going on with the thing, but that's just too much for me. I can't be doing all that now. If it ain't, So I want y'all to understand, this thing is different now, and you got to realize this world is changing. It's changing. And these men are changing. These men is starting to, now they've been saying marriage is a business deal, but now they literally changing. Now they literally changing. And so you got to realize that. Y'all got to forgive me. I got to go in a little bit because, oh no, I got some time. Because my boys program, one of the boys are getting recruited by a private school. And so that's what you got to realize and understand is that's why a lot of women now can't meet a man, because these men is seeing a new play. They feeling like they being used, and now they waiting on a woman who makes 6 figures. Now, it's still a lot of 6-figure women that don't have a husband, but when I talk to those women, it's because of their standards and the type of man that they want, and they haven't been able to meet that type of man, a man of that level. And now sometimes in there is looks, and then sometimes they don't meet a man that make what they make or even half of what they make. for the women who hire 6 figures. So it makes it hard being with a man who don't even make half of what you make, because he's gonna have a little attitude to a degree, and he's gonna act out. So if y'all notice what they were saying Stephon Diggs is doing to Cardi B and behind her back, and the same thing with Offset, I think that if a man doesn't have character, like real true character and integrity, and a woman earns more than him, it's gonna make him feel away, and he's gonna act out, and he's gonna cheat with a broker woman where he gets to feel like the superior. And so that can happen. And this is the other thing too, what you have to realize is a lot of times men will take that on the chin, and they'll take it personal, and it'll bother them that their woman makes more money than them. And so they will go and get their rocks off with a more broke woman going on out there. And what you got to realize is not every woman will tell. Not every woman will tell. So there are some women out there who they could be the ex-girlfriend or the ex or fling or a friend with benefit of that man, and that man takes care of them, so they in a good place. So because they're in a good place, they feel like, listen, my bills are getting paid. He still has money, and he got enough money to take care of me. I'm not finna bite the hand that feed me going out here chasing clout. And then they also don't want their friends and family to know that they a jump off, that they the other woman, that they, a pillow talker. And so they don't want their family to know that either. So they take him, just be quiet. And I see that all the time. I coach those situations, and I have coached women who they refuse to tell. And them telling on the man could garner them a lot of money and a lot of attention, and it could blow their brand up, and they could sell a product, and women would probably support them if what they're selling is fire. But a lot of women won't tell. And see, and now the bad part about that is people think that I have that too. So it's a lot of people that not a lot. They basically are functional drunks or crackheads with a microphone, and they think I'm cheating on my wife, but they think that I have a woman or women who just won't tell. Now that does exist. It ain't gonna exist for me, because it don't matter if the woman tell for me, because everything I have comes from God. I don't play basketball. So if I played basketball or football, I possibly do that. But all my blessings come from God. So God blesses me publicly based on my private life. And that's why you see these pastors who seem to be blessed, but you notice the ones who not living right, they all fall from grace. The ones who got secrets, the ones who are living in willing, repetitious, continual sin, they nose diving into the sin, they lose it. And me, I'm not willing to lose the lifestyle and the blessings and the favor that God has given me for no vajay. Absolutely not. Like no, you crazy? You crazy? Like, man, listen, cause you got to realize, what is some vajay worth? Like, if you had to go pay for it, the most expensive I've ever heard of, a woman I coached, she was $1,000 an hour, and that's what all the pro athletes pay her, and $2,000 an hour if you want to do it unprotected. So $2,000, you only finna last 5 minutes. So you done paid $2,000 for 5 minutes, and then you land there with the next 55 minutes. And so you done paid $2,000. If the Lord done bless you to where you pass that $2,000, and you could take care of your family, and all your bills could be paid, and you could put some money up, you can invest, you could give some money away, you could do some things like that, you could share your channel with your audience, because you're not scarcity minded, and you're not all that right there. You could be a blessing to somebody else, let them be part of your ecosystem. Listen, you're not finna get that up for something that's worth $2,000 now. And it really ain't no dollar amount that you could put on it per se, but they out here putting it on there. So they giving it a market value. And so guess what? I'm not stupid, but this the thing. If a man is with a woman who make more money than him, then he may feel like less than a man, and then he goes and sleep with Broke Bunny because Broke Bunny look up to him. And then Broke Bunny get her bills paid. So Triple B, Bumblebee Triple X, she not finna tell because she want her bills paid. But then guess what? Even then, sometimes they'll tell if they get crossed or they think they the one. Now it's different if they know you got a woman. And so the women who they got mad with Cardi B or got jealous or whatever and want to come out and say something about, Offset or whatever. I don't know why. And then here's the thing, Travis Kelce, he could actually not cheat. He could not be cheating on Taylor Swift. Like he could not cheat. But this is what a lot of y'all don't realize though. When you go look at those files that they released about that gentleman, which I feel like there's a lot of powerful people that if you say certain things, like even me saying files, it might now be added to one of the words that the algorithm picks up to with your video, like kind of put it behind. Y'all know the word of the thing when you walking in the sunshine and that what you see on the ground. You say certain words, I believe that it's enough power out there to where they are your videos. And so that's why I'm not going to say the guy name, because inside of those files is also somebody else's name. And he's also, so with that name, if you say that, then they send a message, because you got to realize the society is a society. So the owner of could be in that same, you see what I'm saying? So they just, all it is it's just software. So it's certain things, they just put it in there. Boop, 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 boop. They have over 1,500 words that if you say just like that, and that's what they have done to me on Instagram and on Facebook, because they don't want real, credible, legitimate. If you could be telling the truth, but if you're not taken seriously, they could tell that. They let you talk all day because you actually make it worse, because you look and sound like a drunk, or you look and sound like an addict. So they love you talking because they know the truth that you telling, people gonna discredit what you're saying because of who you are as a person. And you could be telling the 1,000% truth. But when you have a clean name and you are without scandal, as far as in the area that you talk about, you're without scandal in that area, they don't want those people to tell too much truth. So what you have to realize is these men, especially men who are in certain circles, they're able to go, and if they want to cheat, they could cheat because another man ran the play. And then they go into something that's pitch black, something that blindfold. And so the subject don't even know who they are being with. They don't even know. So that's the thing that y'all got to realize. Like, and I'm gonna tell y'all, this happens on a broke level too. This not like that was happening in college. Like, I was a Division II football player, and they would have situations to where the woman is in there, which is not a woman, it's a girl, is in there. And that's, be careful if you got a daughter and you live near a college. Be very careful. Be very careful with her. You got to watch where she at. You got to have Life 360 on her. Life 360 send her a check. You got to have Life 360 on her. If you see her at that college, you better take your butt right on up there. You better take your butt right on up there. Because I'm going to tell you what's up there. Ain't nothing open but some legs. Better take your butt right on up there. I'm trying to tell you now. And see, that's why a lot of men don't deal with me publicly, because I ain't got nothing to hide and I tell it all. And so they like, man, Tony, you telling it all, man. You telling it all, man. But when you work for God, you got to speak the truth so that we can do better. So even in college with no money, it's situations where the girl is in there, her head is that way. The body is that way in the air. And it's just one after the other. She looking that way. She ain't looking back. She ain't looking at now face. None of that. Far as she know, it could have been a coach come in there with the players and got him some, and he could be fully married. And I ain't see that happen, but I know that it could happen. And so you got to realize, like, if men could do this, and this is what a lot of women don't understand, like, there's not enough character being taught and being given to our youth. We're not raising our sons and daughters with enough character. And so the men want to do it, and then the women letting them do it. So it's not enough character. You got to raise your children with character. You got to get in their face. You got to put your fist in their chest. Like, you got to really get with them, and you got to teach them about life, and you got to be real, and you have to demand excellence from your child, because the more excellence you demand from your child, the better chance you're going to have. They still going to get out and do stupid stuff, say stupid stuff, and be who they want to be. But you have to demand excellence from your child. Point blank, period. And so if men could do this on a broke level, a everyday level, you can only imagine what they can do on a multi-millionaire level. And so that's why I'm making these videos, because it's a lot of women. And I'm going to tell you one thing too. Women who you're not where you want to be. You may have something that just in your life to where you ain't where you want to be. You ain't got the money you want, or you ain't got the body you want. You ain't got the job that you want, something. And it's still men after you. Still men coming after you. Still men coming in trying to get with you. But it's because you got a house and a car. And you like, man, why the guys that I want and the character that I want and all of that, why they don't want me? And you're not realizing it's like, well, they don't want you because those guys don't want you because they don't need you. And you're not where you're supposed to be. So being in that place where you're not where you're supposed to be, now the guys who want you is the guys who need you, the guys who can live off of you. And so if you got something that a man can eat off of, and it's hard to eat out here, like there's full grown men who call me and they need to borrow $20, $200. They need a cosigner. They need this right here, like fully grown men. Like, it's hard out here. So you have to realize, if you have some things figured out, like you got a roof over your head, you got a car to drive, you got a means to make money, you are blessed. You are blessed. You in the top 1% in the world, especially if you are in America. If you are in America, And no offense to nowhere else, but y'all understand America and why people trying to come over here. So if you in America and you have a job, you got a place to stay, and you got a car or money for transportation, you're in the top 1% in the world. Point blank period. And so you will have a target on your back. But the thing about it is you need love, you want love. So you get blinded by it because you need and want love. So you're like, okay. And, I don't like to call names and stuff. So I want you to look around. And I want you to look at every celebrity couple. And look at the couples where one person makes more money than the other person. And then look at the person that is with them. And then ask yourself, what all type of people or what all body types, complexions, heights, or whatever could this person be with? Like, what all could this person get somebody who is conventionally more attractive than the wealthy person that they're with? And if the answer is yes, then there is a possibility. It's not always a guarantee because, like, for example, one thing I found, and this for me talking to multiple women every day, what I have found is that all women are lovable. Like, any woman could be a wife. Like, it's not that big of a difference. Now, some women are more annoying than other women, but annoying is like, she's annoying because she's socially awkward and because she's not really around people enough or a lot to know how a personality should be. She just needs to be talked to, and she need to be told, like, hey, you don't always have to do this, or you probably shouldn't do that, or you probably shouldn't say that, or you probably shouldn't, so that she could kind of realize and understand how it could rub people the wrong way. That's all I found, is that some women are annoying in the sense of just too much to handle with their whatever it may be, opinions or energy or whatever it may be. It's just over the top. But other than that, even those women are still lovable and they still wife material. So it's not really that big of a difference. So just because you see a man who is with a woman with more money, just like when you see a woman who is with a man who has more money, it doesn't mean that the person with less money can't actually love the person with more money. Because just because a person has money doesn't mean they're unlovable. It doesn't mean that they're an arrogant, rude, nasty, dirty person. Like, when I look at a Meg Thee Stallion, I could tell that she'll be great in a relationship. When I look at Taylor Swift, I could tell, other than the artistic side that they may go through sometimes, or frustration or whatever, I could tell that she'll be great in a relationship. Cardi B, same thing. It's just one of those things that some women is like, don't start nothing, won't be nothing. Like, don't try me, don't play with me, and you gonna get an angel. But you play with me, you gonna see the devil. And so it's some women like that now that men will, bad mouth or give a bad label, but it's really like, okay, what did you do to her? But for a woman to just start something out of nowhere, that's less. It is real, but it's just less common. It may be 10 to 30%. It is real, though. It is real. There are women who, it could be sunshine and they're going to bring the rain. It is women like that. But the reason why is because they've been violated. They've been hurt in the past. They've been done wrong. And they became accustomed to toxicity. And that's all they know is toxicity. So when it's peace, they feel out of their element. They feel uncomfortable. And they waiting for what they may think is the other shoe to drop. And so they'll start something because there is nothing. Because they actually have learned to find rest and peace in chaos. And peace and rest is like nails on a chalkboard for them. And that's crazy to think about, but it's very, very real. Very, 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 very real. But that's how the brain works. The brain adapts to your environment. So if you live in a chaotic environment, your brain will start to see chaos as normal. And if you live in a peaceful environment, your brain will start to see peace as normal. And then the opposite will throw you out of your element, and it'll confuse you because now you're like, whoa, what's going on? Uh-oh. Let me text my wife because I forgot my lunch. So that's what you got to realize. So I want you to think about this here and understand. And here's the thing. Don't think that I'm saying don't be with a don't think that I'm saying don't be with a man with less money, because you could be with a man with less money, but he just has to be a whole man. Got to be a man. Can't be a user. Things got to be right. It got to go, if you getting cussed out still, you got to go. I do got my lunch. And so that's what you got to realize. Y'all forgive me, I'm telling my wife. You getting cussed out, you getting cheated on, you getting controlled, and the man got less money than you, and all the shots got to be what he called. Oh, no, you got to run. Oh, no, you got to run. Got to go. So realize and understand that now. And click the link in the description. Grab your Peter's Hill channel. Dallas, I got the most clients everywhere out of Dallas. And I'm coming out there to Dallas. Grab your ticket. No, they're not cheap, but that's just because it's going to be a few of us in there. It's a small event. So grab your ticket, Dallas, and San Diego, and Miami. Now with Miami, need the whole Florida, because Miami is a thought city. So no offense, but Miami just have a lot of people who don't think like I think. And my type of people is not in Miami, but for some reason, the gentleman wanted to do it in Miami. And so need all of Florida dry down to Miami. Come on down there now. That is a fundraiser. The ticket sales is a fundraiser for the boys program. So thank you. Now, if you can't make it and you just going to buy a ticket for the program, then you just click the link in the description and you could just donate directly to the program, because I know the gentleman who put it on, but I only met him once in person. So I'm hoping he don't try to White Clef John me with the ticket sales, but he told me the tickets is for a fundraiser because he can't afford, my speaking fee, because it don't make logistical financial sense with these small events. When you're trying to book speakers who have been paid $50,000 to talk 5 minutes, it just kind of, we get out budgeted. Like we don't fit inside of budgets no more once you get to a certain point. And so basically the independent engagements that we do is like partnership or like charity or just looking out, because unless it's finna be something that's like in a big type of venue and with that, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 seats, it just won't even make the money to pay the speaking fees and just how the fees work. So y'all understand that right there. So I'm trying to do smaller things, more intimate things, more personal things, instead of just, because I did the big rooms, with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people for years. And to me, it's just, I'm past that. Like that's more so for ego than impact. And so I realize a lot of people just want to see a bunch of people in the room, but me, I rather go have real impact, have a smaller group, more intentional people, so we can have us some, real dialogue, and you really gonna take the stuff we talk about, you gonna take it serious. But hey, God bless you. Keep your head up, and all the other important links in the description. And shout out to the supporters of the Tony Gaxton's Family Foundation. I thank you. I posted that to the Blessed Tribe only. I didn't post that to the worldwide, just because I just didn't want, stragglers and people who just ain't got no sense trying to make something out of nothing and don't know what a 501c3 is, don't know what a nonprofit is, and just, them trying to look at it the wrong way and misclassify it. So I just did it to my true supporters, which is no offense to y'all who not in the Blessed Tribe, but you got to realize the people in the Blessed Tribe, that's a membership. That's a monthly membership that they supporting me, supporting my family, supporting the channel. So that is another level, and, holds another level in my heart. So I share a lot of things directly with the Blessed Tribe member. If you're not in it, don't know how to join it, it's right up under the video. It says join. And then it's 3 levels. So you got to pay attention. And then what you got to do is don't go into it from the YouTube app. Go into it through youtube.com on your browser, because then you just paying you to Google. Google owns YouTube, if you didn't know that. But if you go into it through the YouTube app on the iPhone, now you're paying a higher fee because Apple takes 30%. So YouTube has to charge more. So instead of it being $1.99 for the Blessed Tribe, when you go in through the app, it's $2.99. So what you have to do, I don't know if you could unsubscribe, if you could log in to your memberships and cancel it and then re-sign up. Don't worry about the color of the little circle they give you. I know some of y'all be stuck on that, but maybe if you re-sign up, it'll be the same color if you do it within 24 hours. And so that's the way to where you could make it cheaper for yourself. Don't go through the app. Go through the .com, youtube.com, log in, go to my page, then click join. And you paying the direct fee. And then YouTube takes 30% of it. And so, that's why I say if you doing it just to do a donation, then you could just click the link. But I wouldn't do, but the Blessed Tribe and Blessed Business Tribe and the Blessed Tribe Unfiltered gets different content. So if you in the Blessed Tribe and it's videos that say this is for members, you can't see it. That means that video is for the Blessed Tribe, Blessed Business Tribe, or is for the Blessed Tribe Unfiltered. And so, and if you're in the Blessed Business Tribe and you see videos that it say you can't see, that means that video is for the Blessed Tribe Unfiltered. And so you have to go right to where you click join and then click there, probably say something else, and then it'll show you your level, and then you could upgrade if you want to. Now that's going to crank up, but it has to do it just based on my timing. But the real content, that's like where I got to say names and where I got to say the terms that would be, picked up on here, that's going to the Blessed Tribe Unfiltered. And the title may be something random sometimes, just because that also gets picked up. So, you just never know. But it's hard when you out here in these public streets and you trying to have real conversation and talk about real things. But unless they mark you as somebody that they just gonna let talk, and they just gonna take that L, like a Candace Owens, they gonna let her say what she wanna say. They not finna hide nothing, like, but it's just sometimes she'll say something that just it sounds so far-fetched that I think that they think a lot of people just don't take it serious. So they let her talk. Me, they ain't gonna let me talk like that. They ain't gonna let me talk like that. It just different. I don't know why, but anytime I done came close to it, when I tell you that video get tucked so far down there, listen. And so, yeah, it's real. It's real. And then because of I think that thing that they own is another site that people get on to be unfiltered. They let Candace Owens let the red pill guy come over there and interview her because I think they're part of the same network. When I wanted to interview her, I reached out to her and I was like, I wanted to talk to you just to understand this whole political stuff you be talking about and just like your views on stuff. Like I had some real questions. They were tough questions, like the white husband and just black race and how you see yourself and how you see black people. And, I be wanting to understand. I did the same thing to the other guy, Brandon Tatum, who be out there, vouching for Trump and promoting Trump. I DM him because he followed me. And I said, hey, bro, I want to just talk to you. I want to come on and talk to you and ask you some questions and like get a better understanding. Like I ain't judging, I ain't hating on you, but I just want to understand like where you coming from. He ain't answer it. But he went on Hardly Initiated. So how can Hardly Initiated reach him, but I can't reach him and I'm bigger than them? And so that lets you know, like some people, they really don't want somebody who is intellectual to cross-examine them. Like they don't want to answer questions from somebody who they know got sense. And so I'm country, but when you know, if you got sense, you don't come over here and see over 3,000 videos and I'm talking with no note cards, with none of that, and gonna think I'm a dummy. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen if you got sense, especially if you're a content creator, because you know how hard it is to create content. So you gonna know what it takes to create content. You know what it takes to sit in front of a camera and talk for 50 plus minutes, talk for an hour, talk for 2 hours with no note cards. You know the well is deep. But people who don't do this, they'll just look at it and they won't understand the level that it take. But if you ever wonder, and if you ever think that you smarter than me or you got more wisdom than me, to God be the glory. I pray that you do. But I want you to sit down and I want you to talk for an hour without using filler words, without saying without saying like and right and as periods, and talk for an hour with no note cards, no bullet points, no chat GPT, and then come talk to me. And I think if you sit down to do that and teach lessons that can land and that can stick, I think you'll think a lot more before you get in the comments with a beg to differ spirit when you sit down and you try to do this right here. So I challenge you to do it. And then you'll see. So then you'll see how easy it is to sit on the other side and listen to somebody talking without preparation, without notes, and without teleprompter, and you just sit on the other side like a Monday morning quarterback and try to poke holes and find stuff to beg to differ with. You'll see how easy that is when you get on the other side and you try to share a coherent message and try to remember to hit all the points that you was gonna hit. You'll see what that take. And that is why you don't see me in people comments, because I know what it take to make a video. I know what it take. So that's why you got watchers and you got doers. And then there's some people who they'll pop in the comments, they'll be like, oh, I never comment. And then the first time they ever comment is to contradict something. It's to beg the different spirit. Blocked. Because if you ain't never commented to say you agree, then shut up when you disagree. If you can't clap, then don't boo. Blocked. Hey, this Tony Gas. I'm supposed to have a call come in 12:15 about one of my players that ain't come in. And I told them I got another call at 12:30. So they probably learned the hard way when I had to get off. But hey, God bless you. Keep your head up. We'll talk soon.